I am going to be doing a brow tutorial with the ABH brow products. So Influenster was nice enough to send me a brow box, and in that brow box I got a pencil in soft brown, no, auburn. It's auburn. I got the brow powder duo in auburn. And I got this brush, which is the best brow brush I've ever used. And I have one that I bought, same exact one, and it still works just as good today as it did the day that I bought it. And I absolutely love this brow brush. It is the best brow brush. It's very thin on the end, so you can make precise brow strokes. And then they sent me the clear brow gel. And it looks like this on the end, for those of you who've never seen it. And they also were nice enough to send me the stencils. But of course I can't use them at this moment, but I will be able to when my brows die down from the microblading, which they already are, or I wouldn't have to be you know, filling them in. So let's jump into this tutorial. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to comb my brow hairs down just a little bit, and I'm going to work on my arch first. And for my arch, I am going to use just a little bit of pomade. So I'm going to use my gel brush, or brush that I've been using with this pomade, and you just want to get just a little bit on your brush. I mean, mine's used a little bit. So what you want to do with the pomade, the right way to use the pomade, this is the right way. You dip in and get some on your brush, and then what you want to do is dip in to your lid, and you want to press it down and get the majority of it to the very tip of your brush. Okay? And then I'm going to work on making my arch just a little bit more defined, is what I'm trying to do for my arch. Okay, now I'm just going to pull that right through there and down just a little bit. And now my arch is really defined. I'm going to go in with this pencil. This is the Auburn pencil, and it's in the shape of that right there. If y'all have never seen it, this is a really good pencil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some strokes in between the places that are a little bit shy of pigment. And I'm lightly doing strokes. Okay, so now I'm going to take the end of this brush, and I'm just going to lightly push up, but I'm going to stop right there at my arch where I've already got that done. So I'm just going to brush up, and then I'm going to brush down. Then I'm going to pull back, just pull back lightly with a flick. and work that brow product through your brows, okay? So now I'm going to dip into the powder, and I'm going to use my other brush, and I like to spray my brush with setting spray, because for two reasons, and I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus. Just one little bitty pump, and then I tap it on the back of my hand to make sure it's not like dripping with product. So I just want it to be a little wet. So then I'm going to dip into this color right here or this color right here, whichever color I see that my brow represents, and it kind of represents both. If you look at it closely, you can see both tones. So what I'm going to do is, with the lighter color, I'm going to start with the front of my brow, and I just barely dipped in, and you can see where both of my brows are starting to fade a little bit from the microblading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like an ombre kind of effect in the front, and then do a little bit with the darker powder on my lining. So I'm just going to make a mark right here, front, and I'm just going to pull my brush upside down. And I'm just going to pull brush-like strokes right there in the front. And now I'm just going to make that line not so prominent that I just made. I'm going to pull it kind of with a flicking motion. And I'm barely touching my brow because I want to blend that color out that I just placed there. So now that I've done that, I'm going to dip into the light and the dark one time, just to make a line right here underneath. And what I've done is I've just drawn a very light line along with my brows. Now I'm going to lightly flick that powder up so it's not so prominent. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top, because if you can see, I have a little dip right there where I am missing pigment, and probably a few hairs where I went crazy on plucking the other day. Okay, so now as you can see, the front of my brow is more of a reddish, and this is more of a dark reddish. So I'm doing two colors in an ombre type effect in the front. So now I'm just going to brush that product through one more time and get it perfect before I set it with the brow gel. So I am going to clean up around the top, and doing that I will use some e.l.f. Camo Concealer, ABH 3 brush. And as you can see, this brush has a point on it, and it is a eyeliner brush, or you could use it, I like to use it when I'm doing cut creases, when I'm trying to get my crease perfect right through there, because it has a really nice little tip to it. And I'm just going to dip into my concealer and then pat the excess off right beside of it. And then I'm just going to go up here. And I'm going to lightly place a line. Just to kind of clean that up. And then I'm just going to press in with my finger to blend that out just a little bit. Now I'm going to do the same thing below. Up around the edges, and I am doing a little highlight of the brow bone, cleaning up and highlighting. And I will make a line right here if I have any product left on it. You don't need a ton of product. I see so many videos, and I've done it myself, doing it myself. You don't need a ton of product. You just need a little bit. I mean, look at the difference. And you can see the little highlight of the brow bone and right underneath the brow, right above where I cleaned it up. And it's perfect. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to go in with the brow gel, the ABH brow gel. And I'm going to make sure my brush does not have a lot of product on it. So I am going to rub it on the sides and on the edge because I've already cleaned up my brows. Now, if you don't clean up your brows until you do the brow gel, then you don't have to worry about this, the gel being a lot on there. So all I'm going to do is I am so lightly, you can barely feel it. I'm lightly brushing up the brow hairs that I have. And now I'm going to brush them as I get toward right here where my arch starts. I'm brushing them back and putting a little product right there where I put the pomade. Now I'm just going to tap them in place. And that, my loves, is the ABH eyebrow tutorial. So if you also got the Voxbox and you don't know really how to use it, or you want to learn a new way of using it, the correct way of using brow products, just you can follow along with my tutorial. I hope that you all like this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, show it some love, pump that heart button if it's on IG, and I will see you in the next one. Stay blessed.